We want to bring in now a guest because this is one of just several hundred mass shootings in America this year.
That's right. The executive director of Active Shooter Prevention Project, Glenn Norling, is joining us this morning. And Glenn, based on what we know so far, the number of people shot, as well as the photo police have released, what are your general first impressions about the gunman, the weapon used? What happened here?
Well, good morning. First of all, thank you for having this conversation today. I'm so sorry that we have to have this conversation, but it is really something important that we do need to discuss. Just from those first images, a little bit we know about the subject. Clearly, this is the individual that had a plan, and he demonstrated proficiency with firearms. We've learned from his history, Army reservist, certified firearms instructor. He did not have any combat time in the Army, but clearly he is adept at handling weapons, just even from the posture, from the way he's holding the rifle, the way he appears to be equipped with that. It's somebody that's proficient, and he basically conducted a plan that he had made in advance. This was not somebody who just snapped. Clearly there is something that had been developing. There's been some advanced planning and things like that that took place. And so now that person, they may be in the process of conducting the rest of their plan. They may have had an escape plan and an egress type of plan. Clearly, they're trying to avoid contact with law enforcement. The other thing that strikes me from the photos is, too, he had no interest in cloaking his identity. So he was fully committed. I would say that he does not expect to come out of this particular situation alive. So we'll see. He's very committed to that, and clearly it was a plan, not something that just happened. He didn't just snap it and go into that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and the situation is pretty fluid. It's unfolding. Law enforcement releasing today that they actually don't think that he was a weapons instructor, but that he might have experience in the military. Just based on the number of people who were shot, you mentioned, that he had a plan. Law enforcement didn't want to go into the motive of why he was at these businesses, but based on the number of people shot and a lot of questions about his mental health, whether he had been in a facility, a lot of reporters pushing for those answers, and as to how he got a weapon like that. What do you think?
Absolutely, very reasonable questions. It does sound like from the multiple reports, it sounds like he did spend some time in a mental health facility for having some issues, but was cleared from that and released from that facility after that. So that gives him back again having access to weapons and things like that. The weapon you see here does not appear to be a military weapon. It's your standard AR platform type of rifle, though. You do see that it is equipped with an optic sight. It appears to be a red dot optic. It looks like it's got a flashlight. To me, it looks like he may have a second magazine even attached to the first magazine. So that tells me that he has some level of skill, proficiency, and knowledge of firearms, making him more effective. And unfortunately, in that particular situation, those particular locations, lots of people there. So if you have somebody who's proficient with those, you can do a lot of damage, as unfortunately we saw.
And Glenn, we just heard from a lot of officials in the press conference say that's not a question they're prepared to answer. That's not something we can give out yet. We hear them often say they want to be careful with the information they're giving out. How do they balance what they're learning and delivering to the public to help them find this suspect and keeping information quiet, obviously, that the suspect is eventually caught?
Yeah, it's absolutely a line that you have to kind of a tightrope that you have to follow the entire time. If we as the general public, of course, want to know just about everything we can about it, but very parts of information that are very close to the investigative leads and focuses of that. We're certainly using technology to try and track and all sorts of things like that. So we don't release that type of information. There's going to be some certain information that law enforcement does not know necessarily what the relationships between those two locations and him are. There may be no relationship, there may be a relationship. So it's those type of informations that are going to give clues as to where he may be that law enforcement is going to hold very close hold right now, because of course this is a very dangerous and extraordinarily dangerous situation for law enforcement to try and find somebody who is proficient with firearms, is well armed with a long distance rifle there, has skill, and has gone to ground in a wooded area, potentially residential area, maybe not even in that particular area. So that is extraordinarily dangerous for law enforcement. So law enforcement is going to hold that information very close right now.
Yeah, and Mark Liu brought up a good point. He does own a watercraft, and his car was found at the boat ramp. So a lot of questions as to possibly did he even get away in the water or by land. Glenn, thank you so much for your expertise. We appreciate you joining us this morning for breaking this down. And we will bring you updates throughout the morning on the Maine mass shooting. Remember to check kcalnews.com and our streaming service, CBS News Los Angeles.